Hello everybody and welcome to Mad Cat Art Series Beginner Drawing. Today we're going to start with drawing a side profile. So let's go ahead and get into it. You'll notice that I'm going to start with some basic shapes, which are very crucial in order for you to get fast at drawing anything. So when drawing a side profile, you're going to want to do a square. So you'll notice that I've drawn a square here. And just want to show some basic shapes because these are pretty much the three basic shapes you'll be using to draw pretty much anything, really. And if you get really great at these, you're going to be a great artist, I promise. So here you'll see that I have three shapes. I have a cylinder, and of course it's not really a 3D, it's just a long tube, square and circle. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into this drawing here. You'll notice that I'm going to draw a straight line down the middle of my square, and then across it I'm going to do another line, and you'll notice that each square is pretty much spaced almost identical to the other. This way you can start drawing the form of your head. Now you're going to want to just kind of sketch it loosely, and you know, these lines that are here are going to be guidelines for drawing the jaw, the chin, and as you notice I kind of protruded a little there. That's because the chin always goes further than the actual face itself. This second line here that I just drew, or this third line that I just drew here, is going to be for the nose, and the other one's going to be for the mouth. And you can see I just kind of eyeballed that. Now you'll notice that that's the eye line there, so the ear is going to go just a little above the eye, kind of the way it works. And here you'll see that I'm drawing the brow and then the bridge of the nose, and of course coming back with the nose. You'll see that it protrudes also. Again, there's certain things that'll line up, and you know, you're gonna want to know, you're gonna want to practice a bit, just because it doesn't always happen the first shot. But you'll notice that this stuff is all evenly balanced, and this square technique is something that I learned a long time ago. You know, but there's a lot of great sources for how to learn these side profile faces and stuff, and keep them even and keep them the same, and how to keep things basically balanced. You'll see that I drew the eyebrow first. I normally don't start there. I normally start with the eye, but kind of did something a little different there. You also notice that I made the eye a little big, but I make these little notations because, again, you got to understand you're just sketching loosely. I really don't have anywhere I'm going with this thing. It's really just a face that I'm coming up with on the fly. Here I'm going to give a little detail to the ear. And again, guys, don't get discouraged if you don't know where all the parts are and all these kind of things. Time and really just practice. Practice is going to be the remedy to all of your issues that you'll have. But having a good base is going to make your art really start to move forward quickly. Now here I'm trying to just come up with some hairline, and again, you can do anything you want with it. That's the beauty of sketching, is that you can kind of just do whatever you want, however you want. Now as I was drawing this image, I started seeing Guile from Street Fighter, so I started kind of to give him a flat top, and I was like, you know, I'll give him that kind of look. You know, Guile is a cool Street Fighter character that was one of my first favorite characters as Street Fighter started to evolve. Now you'll see that I'm going to lightly erase the image that I'm working on. And the reason for that is so that way I can get rid of all of the, you know, different line work that's in here and all the sketch work and all that kind of stuff. And then I can go in there and do some comfortable, straight, smooth lines. Now I'm not going to do that in this session just because it's really just a tutorial. But you'll see that I'm kind of pointing out here that you can still see the image. Now you see how I'm kind of going back and forth and kind of hacking that pencil back in. If I was going to actually draw this, I probably wouldn't do it that way. But this image is really small. I don't know if you can tell the pencil size to the actual head, but it's very, very small. And the only reason why I did that is because, you know, I'm working with this new setup, and it's actually something I'll probably have to change up just because it's really pressing close to the page, so I got to draw really small, and it doesn't give me a lot of room for some some real detail work. And you can see my pencil isn't sharpened, it's flat. You know, a lot of people think that it's necessary, but it's not. You can pretty much draw with every edge of the pencil and keep rotating it and keep moving it and flowing with it, and you'll find your way. You'll notice that I went a little higher on the eye there, or the eyebrow rather. I didn't like the way it looked initially because, like I said, I normally start with eye, and you'll see that I also gave it kind of an eyelid. But now I'm just kind of defining the character, and again, you know, now I'm giving it a little bit more feathering in the hair and trying to decide where I'm going with it, because I really still don't know. I mean, it wasn't Guile that I was drawing to begin with, and it isn't Guile that I wanted to end up with, so it's just a figure, just a side profile face of a guy. Here I'm just kind of making sure that my cheekbone is lined up. That's why I drew this line here. You'll see that I'll erase it in a moment, and it's just to make sure I was on. You don't have to do that. It's something I do. You know, I'm adding a few little lines here and there. Every line that you do in a piece of work is going to give it depth, for good or bad. And never think about it in such a way where it's like, oh, it's got to be perfect. Because, you know, again, here I'm drawing hair, and I have no clue which way I'm going with it. Am I going left? Am I going right? I mean, this isn't really traditionally how you would draw hair. Kind of wanted to shave that off. I didn't really care for the way that squareness was coming out. But as I'm drawing here, you'll see that I'm giving it some shade. Yeah, this is an old penciler's trick from drawing comics, you know, to kind of, when in doubt, black it out type thing, where, you know, if you don't want to really get into all of the hair detail, you can just kind of use some heavy blacks here and there, and then, you know, it starts to become inferred to the viewer. It's, you know, it's not precise, but it's inferred, so, you know, they get the gist, and it works out. So as you can see, there's the figure. Pretty good here. I think that at this point you can probably say, hey, that's ink. But again, it depends on what you're trying to do here. Here I'm just giving it, again, some more character. I'm drawing some shadow lines here and there, and you know, like I said, every line is going to give you something different. Giving them a trap muscle and shoulder muscle, chest muscle. They're just standing him erect so you can see how he's standing there. But always remember that we started initially from a simple, you know, square. Everything started from this basic square. And you can see from a simple square, circle, or a cylinder that, you know, these are going to be your basic shapes for drawing everything. And as you get better at them, you'll start to get really good. And you can draw pretty much anything from here. I mean, these are going to be, you know, your go-tos. Now here I'm just adding a light source, adding some shadow, you know, so that way you can see a light source rather. And, you know, again, there's no real, I don't have any clue where I'm going with it, where light's coming from, or, you know, that kind of thing. I'm just playing here now. And again, just some artwork, folks. So anyways, this, you know, I'll try to put up one every day, and this way we can get better together. Hope you enjoyed that, and if you really like that, please subscribe. And you know, like I said, I will be doing as many as one a day if I can, and they won't be long, you know, simple 5-6 minute deal, so that way you guys can, you know, grow along with this new channel. So again, thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed that. Thanks so much.